Hi everyone, welcome back to Project No Buy. Today's the day that we're going to explore the hygiene rooms of TikTok and also talk about when organizational needs have crossed a line. So there are a lot of products marketed out there to solve the problem of having too much stuff. I mentioned this, I think, in the video where I was talking about the true cost, and I got a comment about it and wanted to explain a little bit further, I guess. And again, the person in the comment referred to organizational tools being something I had said in that video, I gather. Again, I forget what I say sometimes. But I had said something about how purchases shouldn't make your life easier, or what I was trying to communicate was that there are so many things marketed out there to make your life easier, and we don't really necessarily always need to have an easier option in our life, or these purchases sometimes don't actually work to make our lives easier. And so it was perhaps an instance of poor communication or incomplete communication, as is often the case. So I'm back to extrapolate further and perhaps show some examples. It coincided nicely, I guess, with my reflection, revisitation of hygiene rooms on TikTok, or beauty rooms, or organizational kind of restock adjacent, perhaps, content on TikTok. So perhaps it'll illustrate a little bit of what I mean when we look at some of these examples. But I guess in a nutshell, it's kind of like another version of the Diderot effect, where one purchase leads to another. Or you give a mouse a cookie and then they're going to want a glass of milk to go with, and where does it really ever end? And the answer is it never really does, because there will always be an example of somebody who has more, and somebody who has a better organizational system, somebody who started a hygiene room and it kicked off their career, and maybe that could be me too. And these are all places we're going to start visiting today. Let's get into it.
Organize my new hygiene shelf with me. The collection has grown so much, I literally cannot fit anything else under my sink. So it's finally time for it to have its own shelf. I literally became Bob the Builder today.
So my first question is why? Why is the collection growing? Why are we stockpiling what looks like 7 bars of Dove soap, 4 more bars of other soap, 11 bars of soap, however many lotions this is, like, what is that? Over 24 lotions, over 30 lotions. I keep counting more. Anyway, let's keep on going. See where this ends up.
I decided to put it over here by the towel rack. We just need to move everything that's under here over here.
Okay, so we already bought a shelf for the products that we got instead of stopping our shopping here, or even going in the other direction and using up or decluttering some of these products, donating if they're unopened, etc. There are responsible ways to do this.
Probably gonna put it all on the floor because I don't know how I want to organize it yet. Are you ready? It's so naked under here. But it didn't get very far because it's literally right here. Now we're gonna organize this onto this. I don't really know how I want it set up yet, but we'll see. I think I want the EOS lotions and Bath & Body Works Bodycology lotions on this top shelf. Of course, Christmas in the back. And we're also at the point where I'm putting most of my summer scents at the front so I see them more. Doesn't mean I don't love my winter scents.
At this point, I find it hard to believe that this creator knows all the scents that she has, and she certainly can't see them for easy access. So it just doesn't seem like a very functional system. But then having this many products in the first place is not functional either. So who am I to judge? There's so many different formulations as well. I find it hard to believe that she doesn't have a favorite format and couldn't just use the one that she likes the best, right? Like, maybe there's people out there who like having the oil, having the whipped butter, having the lotion, but at least me personally, I have a favorite format, regular lotion, and I don't like using oil. I don't like using whipped products as much, and so it just doesn't make sense.
All of my products are finally on a shelf, not shoved into a sink cabinet. I definitely have some more space down there. I'll figure out what to put there. And I kind of want to put something on the top. Maybe I could get a Lazy Susan and put some of my perfumes and body mist up there.
It's also giving me a little bit of secondhand anxiety just seeing all this stuff. Because to me, I look at it and I think, this is things that I have to use up. I have to actually use these products to make it worth having them in my life. And there's so many.
And shower routines are going to be so much fun. I cannot wait to pick some routines from the shelf. I've been wanting to get one of these. I was just holding off on it, but I'm so glad I finally did. I don't know what's going to happen when I have even more products, but we'll just get another shelf. We do live in a 1-bedroom, that's why I have such a little shelf. But eventually we're going to get a 2-bedroom, and that just means I can have more products. I literally love this. This makes me so happy. Let me know what routines you want to see, because I cannot wait to pick some out from here. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you want to see next. That's it for now, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
We might be going for it in this video. This might be the No More Mr. Nice Guy video, because I just can't. I can't take it. I can't. I almost didn't do this video, and maybe it will never get posted, but this, to me, is the epitome of, and I know in the last video I was just talking about how humanity is either all stupid enough to do stuff like this, or all smart enough to not do stuff like this, and I have to accept that I am stupid enough to do stuff like this. And, you know, maybe this is just me because I've been failing so hard on my own no by year. Maybe there are people smart enough to not do this, and I'm just one of the stupid people. Like, yes, I accept that. And then by extension, look, I don't want to call this creator stupid either. So like, maybe this is not the language I want to be using. Maybe I have gotten reported for content on YouTube and I'm not here anymore for how salty I'm being here and judgy and whatever, negative. But nitpicky, that's a comment that's been actually given to me. But this is disturbing to me. I have to think, you know, like, so shower routines are not a thing for me, and I'm old enough, I think, that it hasn't been marketed to me at the time that I would fall for it or would want to engage in that voluntarily. But it seems like a disturbingly growing niche of content, at least, that's presented, and therefore probably being reflected in real life in the creators of the same age. And, you know, she's saying all these things about, oh, we only have a 1-bedroom, so that's why the shelf is so small. Small? Like, what kind of... How many more products do you need? Like, does it look good in the bathroom? No, it doesn't look good in the bathroom. Like, the space looked so much better, and the undersink storage should be enough for a normal person's hygiene products. Like, that's the design of the apartment or the house or whatever it is. Like, again, like, judgy, it's judgy city today. Like, I am speaking completely out of turn here and being ridiculous, and probably shouldn't post this video. We'll just see what happens if I don't hold back, and we'll see if this ever makes it to the air. And, you know, she's talking about buying another shelf, getting a 2-bedroom apartment, like exactly what I was talking about. I hadn't actually watched this before, and it was exactly what I was saying about how it's the Diderot effect, where sometimes you buy enough stuff, you have a collection, you have to buy a shelf for it, and, you know, guilty as charged, I have a shelf for my own collection. But I am at least not guilty as charged in terms of wanting to get a second shelf, wanting to get another house, a 2-bedroom, so I'll have more space for my stuff, etc. I'm disturbed by this language and this rhetoric of more is better, shower routines, having multiple products, multiple formats of products is okay. I just don't like to see it. Maybe I should just end the video here and go touch some grass or whatever the kids say. But no, we're gonna look at another one. This is definitely one area of life that I'm very happy to be a minimalist in. Again, I didn't see all these before I made the list of products that I don't use every day. So this wasn't supposed to be a setup or anything.
Hey besties, as you guys know, I am redoing my entire beauty room, and me and my mom have been working so hard on it the past 2 days.
All right, just when I thought it couldn't get any worse. Well, I kind of knew it could get worse because I knew I'd seen actual hygiene rooms. You know, the first example was just a shelf. But here we get this creator and her mom have been working on this for the past few days. You know, like, I hope she's getting, well, I don't actually hope she's getting paid a lot from social media, but like, for her and her mom to be working for that long on it, hopefully it is justifiable. But at the same time, why are we having a society where businesses like this exist to demonstrate this level of consumption or aspirationalized personal consumption? Okay.
2 days, and I wanted to give you guys a little tour of everything we've done so far. So for starters, we redid my entire hygiene collection. So I'm going to go ahead and do a rapid fire tour of that because I did do one yesterday, but I added some new stuff as well. So at the top, everybody has been screaming at me because I have my candles up here. So I have my candles up here. Then the next 2 shelves are my Bath & Body Works fragrance mists. And then these last 2 shelves are Tree Hut.
Okay, I can't even count or fathom how much these products cost. I know I also said in the last video that price isn't really the most important factor because everybody's price points of what's expensive is different and what they get use value out of. And, you know, it's not that people can just do whatever they want with their money because it's theirs, but to some extent, if something brings value to somebody, you can't really take that away. But I have to think that this is crossing a line. I'm short-circuiting.
Along with the leftover shower gels, my Philosophy collection, and my Sol de Janeiro body washes. And I finally did something with this shelf.
I guess at the same time though, reflecting once more on my previous video with the Labubus, I do understand how it's a slippery slope and anybody can fall into it. And, you know, maybe what I said still stands, or maybe what I'm proving is just that I am part of the stupid population. I hate that I've set this up like this, but it was supposed to be compassionate. But anyway, it's easy to fall into this kind of collecting when you just tell yourself, oh, I just want one of this brand. Oh, maybe I want one of every flavor of this brand. Oh, it's the hand sanitizers. Let's see what she has to say about those.
This top shelf is pocket bags, and then the second one is the pocket bag holders. This drawer is my hemp solutions. This drawer is like travel stuff.
Okay, we didn't actually say anything about the hand sanitizer. We just shared that's what's in this drawer. Okay, I think we've seen enough. I don't actually know what the conclusion of this video is. Okay, I mean, this is just an orgy of stuff. Like, so much stuff. And I know, I mean, the account handle is self-care with Tatiana. This is her job. I can't with that. Like, this is not, what is it? What is it exactly? Like, is the divide between work and home becoming too blurred? Or what we do for money and how we live our lives? Like, what is it that bothers me so much about it? I have been trying to articulate this for a long time about how thinking that the job of influencing, there's something wrong with it. It's not, to me, it's not the same as the modern QVC because it's a little more insidious, right? Like, it's not an open, you know, you don't turn on the TV and it's like, you know, maybe it kind of reminds you of AI infiltrating our lives. Like, you've got unsuspecting audiences, perhaps. Like, it's not open, it's not clear. We don't know what she gets paid. You know, like, even if we know step one, like, this is an influencer, this is not real life. We don't know what kind of compensation this person is getting. We don't know what kind of deals they're making. We don't know how much of this product is sent to them or how much is not. You know, there's so many unknowns there that perhaps that's what's uncanny about it, or that's what's giving me the ick about it, or, you know, giving me this feeling of like something is not right with this existing in our society. Like, there's so much negative consequence here that the positives, or, you know, what positives there can be of perhaps discovering products that work better or provide other people with more value for money, are not worth the potential negative consequences. Anyway, let's move on. I gotta get away from that hygiene room. All right, so this one's got music under, so I'll just talk over it. I'm gonna organize a self-care shelf with a $30 Walmart bookshelf. But again, we're buying acrylic organizers. We're buying shelves to go in the shelf, like leveled shelves, products to organize your products. And yeah, if you have that much stuff, these products, these organizers, these leveled tiers, make your life easier because you have so much stuff. Whereas your life could be easier by having less stuff, right? Like, what's the solution here? Do you have to have all that stuff? And I don't know, again, is this an influencer making their money this way? Also though, do they have to make their money this way? Or is there some other way they could be contributing to the world at large that doesn't involve this kind of work? Like, and you know, maybe it's a me problem. I know it's a me problem. Like, that's non-negotiable. But like, I do have a problem with this. I don't consume this content outside of channel reactions here. So like, you know, you can tell me to not watch this ever again and just take my problems elsewhere. But I guess my point here is to show this is the result of too much stuff. The purchase of this $30 Walmart shelf could have been avoided by not having this much stuff. There's a solution to your stuff problem that doesn't involve the purchase of this shelf. And it being $30 doesn't mean it's a good deal. You know, like, I could not spend that $30 by not having that much stuff. And that's how I choose to do it. And it doesn't really matter how big my house is at that rate. You know, like, I could have a tiny home and not have that many bathroom products and the problem is solved. Or there's no problem that I need to buy the shelf for, or buy the organizers for, or buy the levels to see my products on display. And maybe there's some reptilian urge to know that we have a stockpile of things that we might need. But again, I have reached a point, or maybe this just isn't my niche category of things that get me, but I don't need, if I don't feel like I need this kind of stuff, then having a lot of it stockpiled loses its luster a little bit, right? Like, this doesn't look aspirational to me. It looks like clutter and anxiety, and have to use that up, have to clean it, have to take care of it, have to see the expiration dates, have to make sure nothing gets bad and causes breakouts on my face or body or whatever. Like, you know, it's more maintenance than happiness. And again, it's a place I'm happy to be in if it avoids this result of having a hygiene shelf in my life, in my personal kind of use applications of my relationships with stuff. When I shared my own personal closet declutter and organization back in 2024 and put my shoes on the shoe shelf, you know, the shelf at the front of my closet, I'll insert some B-roll here, although my setup has changed, so maybe I'll wait until I talk about that. I got a lot of comments about how I could have more shoe space, more shoe storage organization if I got little shoe risers or whatever, shoe shelves, so that I could stack a pair on top of each other. And that's true, absolutely. However, one way to not need more shoe space is to not have as many shoes. Or to reorganize things, you know, like one or the other or both, right? I did a little bit of both, so I don't have quite as many shoes, and I also reorganized things, partly because I got rid of a lot of other stuff as well. So things, or maybe not a lot of other stuff, but enough stuff that I was able to reorganize in a way that works better. It's just this notion, this kind of knee-jerk reaction, even in a channel where I was openly doing a no-buy or trying to do a no-buy, and I don't know how much I had broken it at the point of posting that video, but I was still earnestly trying, you know, like I don't think I had lost the general trust of the public, but people were still saying, you know, you could get these plastic acrylic shoe stack shelves or what. I didn't actually look into the product, but it was a product, right? Like it wasn't like you could DIY this. And these people meant well, right? Like I'm not trying to judge or hate on these people that were clearly just trying to be helpful and friendly. I appreciate it. Like I said, I've already kind of pooped on it all in this video, so like, I'm sorry. You know, like, honestly, I kind of expect that everybody's already left after I told everybody that I caved and bought Labubu. So, like, I'm freeballing it. But anyway, I didn't actually want to buy any shoe shelves. And I managed to live my life without doing so and actually find solutions that are even easier than having shoe shelves to work around and manage. And again, I'm not saying if you have shoe shelves, I am aware that my closet is massive and uncommon and not the typical situation, and probably more people than not need some kind of shoe organization. Like, that is not what I'm trying to say. It is not about the shoes or the shoe organizing. It is just about this reaction of, we can solve your problem of stuff organization with more stuff. We want to make it possible for you to have more and more and more stuff. And if it's not possible, maybe you should make it possible by having a 2-bedroom apartment or a bigger house or whatever it is, the storage units. There are ways for it to be possible for you to have as much stuff as you want to keep or to keep buying new stuff. We have to keep it possible, in other words. Same things with the drawer organizers. Again, no shade to you if you use them or if they actually work for you. I, in my first declutter, put my swimwear into a cardboard box that I had, like it was a purse box, and put that into my drawers with my pajamas. I did get some comments that storing frequently used items like pajamas with infrequently used items like swimsuits was a bad idea. It's continued to work for me, so I appreciate the advice. I continue to ignore it and have been living my best clothing organization life. Again, not to throw it in your face. Maybe I'm being very rude in this video. I apologize. I'm not intending to be rude. My point is that I found a free solution to a problem that I had in terms of separating swimsuits from pajamas in the same drawer by using that cardboard box. I mean, in that situation, I guess technically I do have a drawer organizer and it works. So maybe this is a use case where it actually makes sense and I just happen to be able to get one for free by using a regular box. Whereas I guess technically, if I had less things, my swimsuits could have their own drawer. And there would be a lot of space in that drawer because I don't have that much volume of swimsuits. But, you know, technically, if I had less things, then I could have a different solution. Or I guess everything could be on shelves in my closet. You know, there's infinite ways that I could avoid having to purchase anything to organize my stuff. But anyway, I think I had a few more TikToks here to look at and raise my blood pressure a little bit today. There's this other one with the trending sound with the 6 syllables or whatever, start a hygiene closet. And I think this person is referring to the fact that it launched their social media career just by basically over-consuming bath and body products. Like, this is what we're doing today. We're pioneering technology, artificial intelligence that might take over humanity, and we're starting hygiene closets.
My product closet is finally organized. Everything has a home, everything has a spot, and everything has been gone through, so that way I don't have anything I don't need.
Okay, That way I don't have anything I don't need. Ma'am, I beg to differ.
Now I want to take you through each individual container and show you everything that I have and how I organized.
I don't think we're gonna last very long here.
Starting with the top, I have these containers that I got from TJ Maxx. They're very tall and they have lids. I have 3 of them here. This one has all things bath. Tons of Lush product. Well, actually not a ton, like 5 Lush products, and then these Dr. Teal's Epsom salt. So I actually need to put a label on and label it bathtub. In this container, I have all of my travel minis. The thing about these containers is that I love that you can just throw in your travel minis and you don't have to worry about it being super organized, but yet it's organized. In this third container, I have all of the products that are sent to me through like PR or whatever, are products that I intentionally want to use like ASAP. So those are here just waiting for me. And then next to it, I have this little Ray Dunn hair tie thing. And
Not the Ray Dunn.
those types of hair ties, spiral hair ties, and bobby pins. And that's just super convenient to grab for if I need it.
That does not look that convenient to me. I don't even know what to say. I mean, these containers with lids, you got to take them out to those little jars with cork lids or whatever. Like, when she says that's not a very big stash of candles, but 2 candles is still going to last multiple weeks, I would think. Also, why did I think that that wax warmer was a breast pump? Tell me you're a mom without... Okay, we're going to get out of here before I say something that I regret. Let's go to the next one. Plastic shampoo and conditioner that we have multiple of. Bath and body cares that we have multiple brands, multiple types. Hair masks and oils. It's a lot of hair care. More hair care. Yep. Okay. Got the lotions. More hair care. How much hair do we actually have? I do actually kind of see why this is a job, because it takes some skill to organize these things, some time and energy, and to present it in an aesthetically pleasing way. It's not a skill I have. The next little clip here is a clip that says, "You don't need all that. God forbid a girl wants to smell good all the time." Well, I am clearly not a girl that gets it. Hashtag don't wear deodorant every day. Roasting myself here casually. All right, last but not least, one more video and then we'll get out of here.
Okay, besties, probably one of my most asked questions is, where do you keep all the shit that you buy? So here's a little tour of my display room. We're just gonna dive right in. The lighting is bad. I just ordered some professional lights
Of course, we just ordered some lights to solve the problem of bad lighting in the room where we keep all the stuff that we buy.
to hang everywhere, but we'll make it work. So on these acrylic shelves are my Tree Hut collection. And yes, I use all of my scrubs, even the rares.
Excuse me, rare scrubs, rare body scrubs. I mean, the only way that this makes sense is if I considered it akin to those Pop Mart collections, right? Because that's how people literally display things that they dub art figurines. And here we have it applied to Tree Hut consumable scrubs in different colors. And she has very aesthetically arranged it. And again, you know, the stuff to store the stuff is showing its head here with the shelves, with the lights that she's got to solve the lighting. Okay, wait a second. I thought we were loyal to Tree Hut. You know, that was our collection. But now we've got the Dove ones or whatever. Like, we're just getting one of everything that's ever been made as far as body care. Like, where does it end? And what signifies a collection? I think we've lost it. I think we've lost anything that would signify that this is collecting behavior, and we've firmly tipped into consuming behavior, or, you know, looking for things we could buy. I didn't open the comments on this video, but I wouldn't be surprised to see at least some that are to the effect of, you know, this is horrible, or horrifying rather, and all this stuff would give me anxiety. You know, this is not aspirational, overconsumption queen, etc. You know, I've been seeing more comments like that on videos like this lately, where at least some of the population is waking up to the fact that this is not something that is aspirational to manage. This is not a way to spend our time that feels good or feels like it gives back to society in a way that actually helps people. You know, show me the room where you put all your stuff. Like, where do you put all the stuff you buy? This is where I put it. This is my hoard. A dragon in my cave, and this is my Ray Dunn mug collection. Well, I am definitely both humbled and repulsed, I guess, in terms of this kind of display of consumerism. I want to get away from it. It is videos like these, I guess, that have me question my own kind of shrine to collecting that is behind me out of frame of this video, and how to engage with these things in a positive way. And I still don't have the answer to that yet, but this ain't it. I do know that. And having to continually buy stuff for our stuff is maybe an easy place to draw the line, right? Like, I got my shelves and that's it. So I will not overfill these shelves. I will not buy a new house. I will not put anything into storage. I guess I do still have some purses in my closet though that aren't on these shelves. All the ones on the shelves are by the same brand though. So I had a plan. I'm still figuring things out. And with that, I think I've reached my capacity for thoughtful reflection on this subject, because I'm just so shocked and confused and wondering about my views on humanity at large. And so with that, I will say goodbye for now and see you in the next one.